Have you ever felt like you're sprinting through life, yet getting nowhere, as if you're stuck on a treadmill that never stops? What if the very thing you're afraid to let go of is the very thing holding you back? And what if true strength isn't found in holding on, but in the quiet courage to walk away? If you've ever felt drained, trapped in a cycle that steals your joy and peace, you're not alone. We've all been there. Moments where everything feels heavy, where even the thought of letting go seems impossible. But what if I told you this could be the moment your real power is revealed? In today's video, we dive into the ancient yet timeless wisdom of Stoicism, passed down by the likes of Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. They taught that true strength lies in emotional resilience and living a life aligned with virtue. Through 10 powerful insights, you'll discover why walking away isn't a sign of weakness or surrender. It's a bold and wise step toward reclaiming your energy, your clarity, and your sense of purpose. Whether it's stepping away from a toxic friendship, leaving a job that drains you, or creating distance from constant negativity, this message is for you. It's your roadmap to recognizing when it's time to let go, and how doing so can transform your entire life. Because letting go isn't about escaping. It's about finally choosing you. It's about giving yourself permission to thrive, to breathe, and to live with intention. If you're ready to break free from what no longer serves your growth and take ownership of your peace, then you're exactly where you need to be. Before we begin, take a second to hit that subscribe button. It helps us reach others who might be stuck in the same place you once were. You never know who might need this today. Let's begin this journey together and uncover why walking away can become your greatest power. Lesson 1. Not everything deserves your energy. So often we're taught that staying means strength, that endurance is the true measure of courage. But what if the real strength is in knowing when not to stay? Walking away is not defeat, it's power. A deep conscious power that comes from choosing yourself. This practice, grounded in the philosophy of Stoicism, teaches us the art of letting go and reminds us to pour our energy only into what truly matters. Picture yourself at a crossroads. One path leads you back to the familiar, to the situations, people, or habits that drain your spirit. The other, a bold unknown, a chance to reclaim your peace and embrace growth. Marcus Aurelius and Seneca didn't glorify needless suffering. Instead, they urged us to choose our battles, to recognize that endurance without purpose is just self-destruction dressed up as bravery. And in today's frantic world, where our attention is under siege, the power lies in discernment. Knowing when to stay and when to step away, that job that leaves you exhausted, that relationship that chips away at your joy, that lifestyle that keeps you busy but empty. Sometimes, the strongest move isn't to fight harder, it's to stop, fighting battles that no longer deserve your strength. It's listening to that quiet inner voice that says, "There's more to life than this," and having the courage to believe it. So the next time you find yourself clinging to something that no longer feeds your soul, ask yourself, what am I really afraid to lose? And what might I gain if I let go? Because walking away doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're giving yourself the space to grow into the person you're meant to be. And that takes real strength. Now that we understand the power of letting go, let's move deeper into a truth most people misunderstand. Lesson 2. Setting boundaries isn't selfish. We ended the last lesson with one powerful truth. Walking away isn't about weakness. It's about choosing peace over unnecessary struggle. And now, let's take that further. You're not being cold. You're not being heartless. You're practicing something rare, something powerful. Self-respect. It's a kind of respect that doesn't shout or demand. It simply chooses. And this simple act? It holds transformative strength. It says, I honor my energy. I guard my peace. and I choose what I allow into my life. This isn't arrogance, it's wisdom. A wisdom deeply rooted in Stoic thought, which reminds us, again and again, focus only on what's within your control and release what isn't. So, walking away, it's not about defeat, it's about discernment. It's choosing battles that are meaningful, connections that uplift you, engagements that feed, not drain, your spirit. Not every fight is worth showing up for. Not every conversation deserves your voice. In today's noisy world, where everything and everyone demands a piece of your attention, knowing when to lean in and when to step away has become one of the most vital forms of mental and emotional protection. Lesson 3. Closure isn't always external. Let's talk about a trap many of us fall into, the belief that closure must come from someone else. That peace can only arrive once we receive an apology, an explanation, or some grand gesture that brings everything full circle. And so, we wait. We sit in silence, staring at the phone, replaying old conversations in our mind, hoping for answers. Hoping for the kind of relief we've been told comes from the outside, but what if it doesn't? What if that message never arrives? What if that apology is never spoken? Stoicism offers us a liberating truth. You have the power to give yourself closure. You have the strength to walk away, even if the story feels unfinished. Even if questions still hang in the air like smoke. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. That's where your strength lies, not in forcing closure, not in clinging to a response that may never come, but in the discipline of your own mind, in choosing peace over chaos, self-love over resentment. Because real power, it's in your ability to shift from "why did this happen to me?" to "what now?" It's in your decision to move forward, not because the past is tied up neatly, but because you've chosen to rise above it. Let go of the hope that someone else will free you. Be your own key. Dismiss the thoughts that replay pain like a broken record. And instead, steer your mind toward calmer shores, where healing can begin. Let your experiences build bridges, not walls. And gift yourself the closure you once thought only others could grant. That is the quiet yet powerful magic of walking away. Now, with your mind beginning to unlock its own peace, we're ready for the next truth on this journey. Lesson 4. Growth often lies outside your comfort zone. In the last lesson, we embraced the truth that real change begins within. And now let's look at what it means to step boldly into that transformation. When we draw a line in the sand and say no more to the things that stifle our growth, something powerful happens. It's liberating. It takes immense courage to leave behind the familiar, to walk away from what we've known, even if it's been slowly draining us. But in that vast, uncertain space ahead lies freedom. The freedom to reinvent, to reshape, to rediscover who we truly are. Walking into the unknown might feel terrifying at first, but ask yourself, what if that uncertainty is actually an open canvas? What if it's the space where you finally get to build a life that echoes your deepest values? The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." In other words, you don't need to fight every battle. You don't need to match every energy. Walking away doesn't mean running. It means refusing to waste your light on battles that don't deserve you. So, imagine the possibilities. The person you could become, the life you could build, like a butterfly taking flight after breaking free from its cocoon. Your journey begins the moment you leave the comfort zone behind. It's not a retreat, it's a metamorphosis. Lesson 5. You can't change others. There's a quiet, empowering truth that often comes with pain, realizing that some battles just aren't worth the fight, especially the battle of trying to change someone else. Think about it. Trying to mold another person into who you think they should be. It's like trying to teach a fish to climb a tree. It's exhausting, disheartening, and ultimately impossible. And worse, it robs you of your peace. You pour your energy into fixing them, convincing them, changing them. But here's the truth. Transformation never begins on the outside. Real change comes from within, sparked by personal awareness, not pressure. The more you try to control someone, the more that effort begins to control you. That's why a modern-day Stoic might say, let go and let life unfold. This isn't about giving up. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing to redirect your energy into the one person you can truly shape, yourself. Start building a life that energizes you. Pick up hobbies that feed your soul. Create habits that support your mental and physical wellness. Choose relationships that foster mutual respect and growth. Through this shift, something amazing happens. You become a quiet catalyst for change. Not through force, but through example, through presence, through strength. To walk away from the struggle of changing others is to walk toward your own evolution. It's about defining your boundaries with grace, holding firm when your peace is tested, and standing in alignment with who you are becoming. And as you do, you make space for deeper, more authentic connections, ones not built on trying to reshape each other, but on mutual acceptance and shared values. So remember, walking away isn't just turning from conflict. It's turning toward a better, fuller version of your life. Now let's go even deeper, into the part of ourselves that knows what's right, long before the mind does. Lesson 6. Trust your intuition. Previously, we talked about the strength of trusting your intuition, that quiet inner compass that leads us toward peace. But to hear it clearly, you must create space to listen, and that begins by pausing. Moments of stillness. Moments where you stop, breathe, and simply check in with yourself. Ask, does this align with who I truly am? If the answer is even a faint whisper of no, that's your sign. That's your cue to turn inward and listen more closely. Learning to walk away doesn't start with a dramatic action. It starts with a quiet mind. A mind that's not constantly reacting, not seeking approval, but sitting in solitude long enough to truly hear its own wisdom. And this is a skill, one that puts you back in control. It empowers you to make decisions from a place of calm, not chaos, from deep self-awareness, not external noise. And it allows you to move forward with clarity and conviction rather than confusion and doubt. When you become comfortable with solitude, with sitting alone and facing your thoughts without flinching, you unlock one of the most underrated powers in life. Lesson 7. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. Let's picture something together. You're in the middle of a chess match. You've made some bold moves, but suddenly you see the trap. The direction you're heading leads only to loss. What's the bravest move? Not charging forward blindly, but adjusting your strategy, even if it means sacrificing a valuable piece. This same principle applies to life. Every time you walk away from something that no longer serves you, you are not quitting. You are making a tactical retreat, a wise recalibration that protects your peace and reclaims your progress. It's not a step back. It's a move towards something greater. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Those words, though ancient, ring with modern clarity. They remind us to focus on the power within, not the chaos outside. Walking away doesn't mean you're afraid of conflict. It means you understand which conflicts are worth your energy and which are distractions disguised as duty. It's about recognizing when a path no longer aligns with who you are becoming. It's the quiet decision to pivot, to evolve, to grow. That takes awareness. That takes courage. And you already have both within you. Think about your relationships, your work, or the daily choices that weigh on you. If you find yourself at a crossroads, ask, is this bringing me closer to the person I want to be? If the answer is no, then you're holding a powerful truth. Walking away isn't failure. It's a strategic move, an act of self-respect and alignment. Let that be your declaration. A declaration of independence from the expectations that seek to define your worth. Lesson 8. Let your actions speak. Every time you choose not to argue, every time you refuse to meet conflict with more conflict, you are practicing a strength far deeper than words. Walking away may appear on the surface to be the easy route, an escape. But in truth, it often requires more bravery than staying. It's easy to react, easy to lash out, but to pause, to breathe, and to walk away with grace, that's the strength of someone who knows who they are. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this when he wrote about the damage we do to ourselves, not from outside attacks, but from how personally we take them. His wisdom reminds us, the harm often doesn't come from what was said to us. It comes from what we continue to carry within. So when you walk away, not because you're weak, but because you choose peace, you honor yourself. And in that quiet exit, you speak volumes. Next, we'll explore an even deeper layer of this wisdom, one that teaches us to transform pain into purpose. Lesson 9. Pain can be your teacher. Previously, we uncovered the power of non-engagement, the quiet strength of letting your actions speak louder than any argument. Now, let's go even deeper into this wisdom. There's a remarkable strength in choosing peace over being right. When you consciously decide to walk away from situations or people that drain your energy or clash with your values, you're not giving up. You're protecting your soul. It's not escape, it's preservation. It's self-respect. You're saying, my peace has value. My time is sacred. My energy is not endless. This is not about avoiding life's challenges. It's about recognizing that not every battle is yours to fight. Some conflicts are distractions, some arguments are traps, and some people are simply not meant to walk with you. The truth is, your energy and your attention are precious resources, and you have every right to decide how and where to spend them. When you walk away with intention, you're not shrinking, you're standing tall. You're choosing to invest in alignment, in actions and choices that reflect your integrity, your aspirations, and your evolving self. You become a mirror of quiet strength, not through loud declarations, but through deliberate direction. And this choice, it doesn't always feel easy, but it is powerful. It requires a deep, unwavering connection with yourself, the kind of self-awareness that knows silence can be a thunderous answer, and walking away can be the most eloquent expression of strength. When you walk away, not from fear, but from clarity, you conserve your power. You preserve your joy. You protect your future. You say, I don't need to win this. I just need to protect what matters most. In a world fueled by reactivity and noise, you become the calm in the storm, a living example of resilience, of boundaries, of wisdom in motion. Walking away, then, becomes more than a decision. It becomes a statement, a declaration of inner authority, a commitment to unshakable peace. Lesson 9. Seek validation within. Now take a moment to imagine this. What if the applause of the world suddenly went silent? Would your self-worth remain? To seek validation within is to walk to the rhythm of your own heartbeat, even when the world tries to drown it out. It's about discovering strength in solitude, knowing that your value doesn't rest on likes, praise, or approval. Your worth is not a public vote. It's an unshakable truth. Picture yourself as a towering oak tree, strong, grounded. Your roots grow deep, not because of admiration from passers-by, but because of the rich soil of self-acceptance beneath you. Marcus Aurelius once asked himself, "Do I have control over external approval?" His answer? No. Then dismiss it. There is power in that simplicity, a truth that frees you from the exhausting pursuit of external affirmation, a truth that invites you to create your own sanctuary, a place where your inner voice becomes the only approval you need. Begin by speaking kindly and truthfully to yourself. Rewrite the old narratives that no longer serve your journey. Let go of the definitions others have placed on you. Envision your dreams. See the person you're becoming. And move toward that vision, not to impress anyone else, but because it feels right to you. And when doubt creeps in, let your personal mantra anchor you. Let it remind you of your truth, your light, your path. Because it's in these quiet moments of self-affirmation that you'll discover a freedom no applause can offer, the freedom of validating yourself. With that strength now rooted in your spirit, we move forward into the refreshing clarity that comes when you finally step into a life of openness and possibility. Lesson 10. Embrace fresh air. In the previous lesson, we talked about the freedom that comes from stepping into new space, into a life that breathes clarity and peace. Now let's take a deeper breath. Embracing a new path is like opening a window in a room that's been closed for too long. It's not about running away. It's about letting in new air, new possibilities, new ways of being. This simple yet powerful decision allows your soul to breathe. It makes space for fresh perspectives to enter and for old limitations to drift away. When you walk away from what drains you, you're not retreating in fear. You're moving forward with purpose toward a life that feels more aligned with who you truly are and who you are still becoming. Marcus Aurelius once wrote about protecting your inner peace as if it were your fortress. He believed that if you can find stillness within yourself, if you can retreat inward when the world grows loud, then you've discovered your greatest strength. And he was right. Because part of protecting that peace means letting go of the things that disturb it. Not out of anger, not out of haste, but with clarity and love for your own well-being. It's not just philosophical, it's practical, it's essential. Letting go of the old, of environments, habits, or relationships that feel like walking against a relentless wind makes room for new seeds to grow. So imagine what might blossom if you stopped fighting the storm and turned to let the wind carry you forward. This is not surrender. It's strategy. It's transformation. When you choose to walk away from what no longer serves your joy, you're not just letting go. You're reclaiming your direction. You're saying yes to the version of yourself that you've quietly been waiting to meet. That choice becomes a living testimony to your strength, to your self-respect, to your desire for growth. And as you walk away, something beautiful happens. You become a beacon, not just of calm, but of resilience and quiet power. A reminder to others that it's okay to say, "This no longer serves me," and choose peace instead. The horizon in front of you, it's wide open, waiting for you, filled with fresh starts, undiscovered joy, and meaningful adventures. So take that next step. Let every stride away from what dims your light be a step toward your own personal clarity, strength, and inner freedom. Reflecting on this entire journey, on Stoic wisdom and the art of walking away, we've learned something profound. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it simply whispers, "Not this," and chooses peace instead. We've uncovered the value of discernment, the quiet bravery in letting go, and the wisdom in saving our energy for what truly aligns with our core. So now, we want to hear from you. What insight resonated most with you from this video? Leave a comment below. We read every single one. And if you found strength in these words, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This helps us reach more people on their journey toward peace, self-awareness, and inner growth. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep choosing the path that brings you home to yourself.